off the game now, James. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah, sure. It's now.
Everyone.
All right. Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. Welcome back to our
Good
speech club.
afternoon.
So today our hosts, Nam and Ethan, are coming back from their leave. All right. So Nam and Ethan, thank you for joining us. All right. Now today Alice will be helping you. Yeah. Right. I guess that it's been a while, so you will be excellent host, right? To running today. If you need any help to mute the participant, please ask Alice to help. Yeah. Yes. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. All right. Let's start. Okay.
Oh, right. If everyone can see my screen, please tell me. Can everyone see my screen?
Yes, we can see. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so our topic for today is the future, which is, in my opinion, quite vague, but I guess I'll be doing it about like possible things you could be doing in the future. So let's start right away. Okay. Right, there we go. So one of the things you'll have to, I say, worry about for in the future is college and studies. So like me, for example, it's one of my problem right now. But anyway, so these are a couple of vocabularies. So first, a major that you take in college is a specific subject area that you specialize in. And along with a major, you have a minor, which is a secondary area of specialization beyond a college major. So perhaps your major is biology or something like that. You could take a minor in something else, whether it's related somewhere. Oh, do we have a 1 second? I'll get to your question after I finish the slide. But yeah, moving on. And next, another thing you could be doing in college is internship, which is the position of a student or trainee who works in an organization, sometimes without pay. Usually in college, though, an internship is with pay, and you do this in order to get work experience or satisfy requirements for qualification into something. And then after you graduate, you get a degree, which is qualification awarded to students after completing the requirement for a specific course of study. I believe last week we wanted the career and stuff, and the slides did cover degree. So I think last week there was vocab about bachelor and master degree. But anyway, so question you that Shi Hung is in the chat. You raising your hand. You have a question? Hello. Okay. Maybe if you're not there, I'll move on then. Does anyone else have a question about this slide? No, then okay, I'll move on. So next, after that, another thing you'll be doing in the future, aside from college, is careers. So one of the important thing in the future is tax. So it's tax is a compulsory contribution to state revenue. So it's levied by the government on workers. So on the workers' income. So part of your income. So whatever you make, it will be taxed, and a part of that will be taken away for tax, and business profits as well. And tax is also added to the cost of some goods, services, and transactions. So, for example, you go to a restaurant, you order something, you eat something. Usually, that has tax. The meal you order has tax to it also. And as well as in the future, when you have a job, you most likely will start having a saving. So savings is the money one has saved, especially through a bank or some official scheme. And so saving, you could be saving for a lot of reasons, like you want to buy something big like a car, a house, or things like that. Yeah, or you could be saving for your retirement, which is our next vocab. So retirement is the action of fact of leaving one's job and ceasing to work, and usually you would retire when you start getting quite old. Like I guess some people could retire very young, but that's so rare. Unless you make a bunch of money, you're not going to be retiring so young. Anyway, yeah, does anyone have a question? Okay, then I guess I'll move on from careers. Great. And the next important thing is living. So living in the future, you could be living, you could still be living where you are currently living. Question. Yeah. Hello. I see it. Hi, do you have a question, Yakmin?
When I grow up, when I go to the normal apartment, I live a normal apartment.
Could you say that again?
Can I live normal apartment?
Ethan, did you get what he just said?
I think he's asking what is an apartment, or what's the difference between a normal apartment and a condo.
Oh, okay. Sure, I'll cover that in my. Sure, I'll cover that. So an apartment and a condo. So they both, I think I would say sometime an apartment is taller, but anyway, an apartment is as defined in the vocab, is a flat, typically one that is well pointed or used for holiday. Not the best description I would guess. So usually when people talk about apartment, you would like think of tall buildings, and condo is an individually owned resident unit in a building or complex comprised of other residential unit. Okay, I guess usually an apartment, a condo, if you a condo, a unit in a condo, you own that unit. Apartment usually, I guess you're renting it. You don't own it. You're paying rent every month. But I would say the apartment and condo, like in Singapore at least, those are pretty similar thing. They're all condos, I would say.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah. I guess you could differentiate between apartment and condos. That apartment, you're renting it. A condo, you own it. It's yours. And then aside from that, you have house, which is, well, you could see, oh, my bad. You could see in the picture over here, house, like the one on the very left. So yeah, that's a house, which is the dictionary definition is a building for human habitation, which basically mean for humans to live in, and especially one that consists of a ground floor and one or more upper stories. So this, I would say, is like a typical house. It's not like tall buildings like condo and apartments like that. And so whether you are living in a house, a condo, or an apartment, you will be getting bills, which are a printed or written statement of the money owed for goods and service. So for example, if you're living in a condo like me, you get bills for electricity and water and things like that. Same with house. I think for house, you probably still gonna get my bad.
Mortgage,
Shoot. One
like
second.
mortgage payments as well.
Oh, yeah, like that, as Ethan just said. Yeah, I would say that consist of it for living. And yeah, as I was saying earlier, you could be 1 second, Ethan. You could be living. Oh yeah, Ethan. Actually, yeah, Ethan, go.
Oh, well, I was gonna say that you can also actually rent a house, and for the bills you'd have to pay mortgage or rent as well, but in the bills. And
Yeah. Thank you, Ethan. And yeah, as I was saying earlier too, you could be in the future, you could be living like in the same country you're living now, or you could be living in like a different country altogether. That really depends on you, whether you want to go somewhere or not, and where you want to live in the future. And also what kind of building you want to live into too, like whether you want to live in a house or a condo, things like that. Yeah, moving on. So another part of the future, you're not just going to be focusing on college or work. You're probably going to have free time sometime, and maybe you want to do something else outside of that, whether it be hobbies. So I think we covered hobbies a couple of lessons ago. Yeah, any of that, or whether you want to do service. So this is primarily about service. So, but yeah. So a volunteer is a person who works for an organization without being paid. So the person can be volunteering for something, and it could be volunteering to do something like take part in helping people, things like that. And doing service service is the action of helping or doing work for someone. So I think that would go in this case, I'm talking more about, like, for example, community service and things like that. That goes hand in hand with volunteering. And if you're volunteering, usually you're volunteering for an NGO, which is non-government, non-governmental organization, which is non-profit organization, which means they're not they're not doing what they are doing to earn money. So they are non-profit organizations that operates independently from any government, hence the non-governmental. And typically one who's typically and those NGO typically the purpose of them is to address either social or a political issue in the world. And yeah, that's one thing you could do in the future when you grow up. You could be doing service and volunteering. Oh, but 1 second. I see people raising their hand. See you. You have a question? Excuse. Oh, my bad. Do you have a question? I see you're raising your hand. Mai Tung An.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, do you have a question? I see you're raising your hand.
Nothing. I don't
Oh,
have.
okay, then. Yeah, one thing to know, please, if you don't, okay, sure. If you don't exactly have a question, please like refrain from raising your hand for now, because if you're raising your hand, then I'll think you have a question that you want to ask. So yeah. Um, I guess I guess that's it for hobbies and service. So yeah, hobbies, it doesn't have to be anything serious too. Like if you're getting older, if you're retiring, one of one of the things you could like to do is like, for example, play golf or something like that. Um, traveling, going on vacations could also be one of your hobby, such as going around to different countries. Um, aside from that, yeah, I'll move on and into other stuff from. And so talking about like the future in general, not just your future, but the future of the world. So technology is one of the things people would associate when we're talking about the future. So technology in this term are machinery and equipment developed from the application of scientific knowledge. So new scientific knowledge applied to create new technology, new machinery, new equipments that make our life easier. For example, like your phone, that's new, that's technology. And an advancement is a development or an improvement. So advancement could be a lot of things, could be scientific advancement. Usually in this term, I would say scientific advancement for future. So you're developing new technology, you're finding out ways to create new things that would benefit the life of people. Um, but then other than that, the vocabs, that is it for the future. So now I'm gonna open it up for questions and asking questions. So first of all, I guess I'll stop. Actually, no. Does anyone have a question for me yet? Or Ethan? Just raise your hand and I'll ask you. And you can ask me. Sorry. I'll stop sharing the screen also. Anyone have a question for either of us? And if not, we'll start calling on people to ask them questions. Okay, then I guess we'll open it up for questions, for asking questions. So let's see. Ethan, you want to ask them one first?
Sure, let me just think of a good question real quick. Get the question document open. So, let's see. Would anybody like to be asked the question?
Yeah. And if not, bring it directly to you.
Mark, what is your dream career and what do you want to study in the future? It's okay if you don't.
I think my career in the future is being an astronaut.
Oh, wow. Very cool.
And for that, you would have to study a lot of science, physics, and among other things.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mark. Đặng Nguyễn Phương, I see you raising your hand.
Hello.
Do you have a question you would like to ask us, or do you want us to ask you a question?
I want to ask him like, where is he from?
Who?
Eden.
Oh, Ethan.
Oh, well, right now I live in Singapore, but I guess I would consider my home country to be either England or the US, but I've lived all over the place really.
Okay, thanks for answering.
You're welcome.
All right. Alice, you're raising your hand.
Yes.
You have a question, or do you want us to ask you a question?
You asked me a question.
Okay. Let me get my 1 second. Give me 1 second. Okay, so Alice, tell me your dream career and what do you want to study in the future?
Well, I wanted to be an astronaut to walking on the moon, and I wanted to study science in the future, or about the space in the future.
I see, very interesting. And follow-up question. Does your parent approve of your dream and does your parents support what you want to do?
They actually support me in my dream, but they said that, like, they think that I think that I wanted to be an astronaut now, but then in the future, I won't want to be an astronaut anymore. So, like, they just like support now, and then, and later they said I will be a doctor or something.
Doctor. Thank you. But yeah, your dreams can change over time. Usually, I would say it becomes more realistic. Uh, I mean, astronaut is still a really it's a pretty okay dream, like pretty achievable. I mean, I guess all dream career could be achievable, but yeah, for me, stereotypically, Asian parents, they want you to either be a doctor or a lawyer.
Yeah. What about yours?
Yours? I want to study computer science, so programming and things like that. As of job, I will not disqualify. I will not say what job I want to do, but as I said, I want to study computer science. And my mom's pretty supportive of me. Although, like I guess when I was younger, um, my parents were kind of like, we want you to be a doctor in the future, things like that, because Asian parents. But yeah. I guess moving on then, let's see. Ethan, you want to ask someone a question?
Sure, I've actually got a pretty good one in mind. Tiki, am I saying your name right? Sorry. What would be your living arrangements? Would you live in an apartment or in a house or a condo?
Tiki, unmute yourself.
Can you ask the question again?
Where would you live? Would you live in a house, a condo, or an apartment?
I think I would live in an apartment where there's lots of trees because I like being close to nature.
Very nice. I like being close to nature as well.
And where do you want to live in the future? Like, do you want to live in where you are currently living in, or do you want to live in a different country?
I want to live in a different country.
Do you have a country in mind?
Yes.
Can you tell us?
It is America or USA. Either America or USA.
Well, that's the same place. But but the US, I see. Do you have a specific part of the US in mind, or just the US in general?
In the US.
The West, did you say the West?
No, I said no, the US. I like all the part of the US.
Okay. We will see how We'll see if you still hold that mindset in the future. Anyway, let's see. Nhật Minh, I want to ask you a question. Okay, so your question, I'll give you a simple, not so simple question. Do you think life as an adult will be much more difficult? Nhật Minh,
Yes.
my question to you is that, do you think life as an adult will be much more difficult?
No.
No.
Did you last thing? And it's not difficult to me.
So you don't think it will be difficult. Why do you not think it will be difficult?
I don't know.
Okay, then. Okay. Yet again, we'll see what you think of it when you grow older. Thank you, Nhật Minh.
You.
No worries.
Okay, Sĩ Hưng, I want to ask you a question next.
Yes.
Okay. My question to you is that what do you think you will be? What do you think you will do in the future if you have free time?
And what would I do? I think that I'm still the usual. I would just play. I would just play video games, and I think I'll read books.
It's nice activity. And what do you want to do in the future as a job? What do you want to study?
I want to be a teacher.
Oh, a teacher.
Oh,
You have do you have a specific subject in mind of what you want to teach?
English. I want to be
English.
mhm.
Very nice. Ethan, you ask.
Okay. Do you guys wait, no, I have to.
Specific.
Yeah, I was gonna say I have to be more specific. Margaret, can I ask you a question?
Sorry.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
What kind what technological my brain, I'm sorry, advancements do you think there will be in the future? Like, how do you think technology would have changed?
I think, let me see.
I think the robots would do all the work, and they would like control.
Maybe in the future, technology will be a little bit different. Other things will change more. But I don't know what's going to be.
Do you think robots will take over the world?
No, not really.
Really now? I see.
Yeah.
And different question from that. Do you think life as an adult will be much more difficult?
Yeah.
There you go. And can you say why?
We can't go out to play that much. So it's difficult. And when we have children too.
Ooh, that's a good question. Yeah. And I guess life is already hard after high school when you're a college student. That's
Yeah.
where the nightmare begins.
Wraps up.
All right, thank you, Margaret. Let's see next. Mai Tung An, I want to ask you a question.
Okay, thanks, Q.
Okay. So, where do you want to live when you grow up? Like in terms of country, what country do you want to live in when you grow up?
So I just want to live in Vietnam because it's a beautiful place and everything in there is good. The food is cheap and anything is cheaper than I thought, but the quality of that thing is very great. And also, but actually for my life, I think I'll live in a flat, maybe, or live some flat like some community. Then we have like some sport field, for example, like soccer, basketball. So every time I could go there and play. So that's where I would live in my future.
I see.
Very good.
That's nice. That's very nice. And yes, I would agree with you. Vietnam is considerably cheaper than most country in the world. But in terms of quality of life, though, sure, it may be cheap, but would the technological advancement of Vietnam be that good in the future? For example, yeah, go on. Yes.
For example, actually Vietnam, because I don't know, but almost Asian country now was going to the industrial. So if we want to get better, we have to have greater person to get motivate, and then we would change the technology. For example, now Vietnam has to use a lot of older technologies from other countries, and because of that, we will used to do some things like we would think, for example, something we would think like we never do it, because actually in the past where the people didn't think that robots have real, but now robots have a lot in the world. So I think Vietnam, with the motivation from a lot of great IT technology person, so we could get more, for example, get more good technology and things to improve the country GDP, or not like the GDP, but the economy of the country.
Thank you. Excellent answer.
Very good.
Okay, after that, Ethan, you can go ask if you want to ask someone.
Also good comment on GDP. Okay. Let me see. Does anybody want me to ask you like a question?
From experience, no one will volunteer. You know.
Maren, can I ask you a question?
Yes, of course.
What do you want to study in the future, and where would you want to study?
Actually, I'm not a child.
Yeah, I could.
Yes. However, I think I am in it currently I'm studying at British Council in Vietnam to improve my English, and beside my points, I think studying is very important for people, especially for young teenager, for children. Yes, and by the way, I appreciate Miss Phúc and all of you about bring good thing for children, like nhịp cầu sinh nữ. Yes.
Right, and Marin, if you don't mind me asking, where did you study and what did you study?
I study in the economic University of Economic Vietnam, Ho Chi Minh City. Yeah.
So,
And I think I continue to study English because it's good for my job, and And beside that, I want to learn more around the world, and yeah, something like that.
Very good. That's great.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Now I want to ask a child this question. Young person. Let's see. Right. Alice, I want to ask you this question.
Yes.
Great. So Alice, do you think you will have children in the future?
Well, about that, I think I don't, because I really hate children. Every time I go hang out with my friends, and they always say, "Oh, the baby is so cute," but I don't see that baby is cute. And second of all, having a children is a big problem in my life, because when my little brother was a baby, he always like having a nightmare. So my mom always has to wake up late in the night, early in the morning to like, you know, um, like singing and do everything for him to make him sleep again. And thirdly, having a children is like a nightmare to me. Every time when they wanted to go to the toilet, they didn't even tell me. And the worst thing of all, I have to always change the diapers. So that's why I don't want to have any children in the future.
All right, thank you. Let's see. Mark,
Yes.
I want to ask you a question. Also, nice ping pong paddle. Nice ping pong paddle. I like it. So, Mark, what technological advancement do you think there will be in the future?
I think in the future there will be lots of different robots, even robots that can play sport and do many things else for people to help them with their live and surrounding. And they can help us a lot, because robots are made to help people. And in the future, I think there will be much better robots, like a robot that can help you and do study us, that can fly to a planet that people that had never explored in space, to help them and try to learn about that planet. And if they helped us know what the planet is made of, that we can know more about the solar system around us. Thank you.
I see. And also, Mark, do you think that people will lose jobs because of robots?
I think so.
And do you think that will be good for the economy or bad for the economy?
It's good, but a little bit bad, because robots can take all of the people's jobs and do all the work. We just have to play around, but the robot has to work a lot.
Okay. Well, thank you, Mark. All right. Đặng Nguyễn, I see. Your hand is raised.
Đặng Nguyên, not Đặng Nguyễn.
All right, sorry, Đặng Nguyên. Can I ask you a question then?
Okay, what do you like to ask?
Let's see. So Đặng Nguyên, what is your dream career? Tell me.
My dream career is being a famous, like a famous author of a very famous comic book.
Oh, you want to be a comic book. Let's see. And does your parent approve of your dream and do they support it?
Yes, they all approve my dream.
Mm,
And they also want to help me to approve it.
I see. Interesting. Thank you. Thank you. Đặng Nguyên.
Đặng Nguyên Phú. You know, rich.
Okay. Ethan, if you
Questions. All right.
Yeah.
I don't know if which anybody's turn. My song. I'm sorry, I probably said your name. Can I ask you a question?
Mai Tung An. Ethan would like to ask you a question.
Should I just ask somebody else? Oh, James, can I ask you a question? Nope. Okay, he turned off his camera. Here. Margaret, I see you have a question for me, or for us, right? Would you like to ask us a question?
I thought you were going to ask me a question.
Would you like me to ask you a question then?
Yeah.
Okay.
That doesn't always mean they have a question for us. So, yeah.
What do you think you will do in the future if you have free time?
Write songs.
Oh. Exciting. Yes.
Answer. Not expect that. Let's see, more question. I want to ask you some more question too. Let's see. Give me a moment. You think that do you think that okay, in the future, if you do want to have children, do you think that'll be difficult?
What's your question again?
Do you think it'll be difficult to have children in the future?
Yeah. We have to raise them very hard. Some can be spoiled. Some is like doesn't want to spoil our parents that much. Some kids just want to play all day. And if we keep saying them to do their homework, they don't agree. So the parent kind of feel like angry or something inside. So I think having kids is like really hard.
But that would be based on how the parent raised the child as when they were young, wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
Exactly. All right. I'll move on. Thank you, Margaret. Tiki, I have a question for you.
Yes.
All right. So could you tell me where you want to study in the future?
I don't know. I don't know where I want to study.
You don't know or you do know?
I don't know.
Uh, do you know what you want to study though?
Yes. I want to study biology.
Oh, you want to study biology?
Yes.
Well, and if you do not know where you want to study, do you know where you want to live at least?
Yes.
Where do you want to live?
Didn't I already told you? I want to live in the USA.
All right, I see. Thank you. Thank you, Vicky. Okay, Trần Đại Phong, I know you want me to ask you a question.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So let's see, Trần Đại Phong. Okay, first of all, where do you know where you want to study in the future?
Well, I want to study in the USA, in the Harvard University, because I want to be famous about anything, and I want to study in America because I want to study English better, and in the USA I have too much things to study. There will be a good school.
I see.
Last time I want to study in West Point, but my eyes is not good.
West Point.
Yeah.
You mentioned
Yep.
two extremely difficult school. West Point, which is an extremely difficult military school, and Harvard, which is also one of the top most difficult school in the US. What do you want to study in the future?
I want to study about programmer.
Oh, programming. I see.
Mm.
Programming. I'm not too sure, but okay. Just funny question. Just wild out there. How expensive do you think it will be to study in Harvard?
I think it costs from $15 1 month.
15. Did you just say? Could you say that again?
$15.
$15.
Yeah.
Oh. Should I?
Maybe not.
Okay. I don't know if I should say, but
Maybe not. Who knows?
okay, maybe not.
Maybe just
Yeah. Okay.
maybe you could search it up.
Yeah, you could search it up. But
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. Thank you, Trần Đại Phong.
Thank you.
Okay.
You have enlightened me.
Mm,
Ethan, you want to ask a question?
Sure. Sorry about the audio, by the way.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
Let's see. Let's see. Can I ask you a question?
Who did you ask?
Not very. Yes. Can I ask you a question?
Who did you ask, Ethan?
Not me. So do you think life as an adult will be more difficult?
Ethan, who did you ask?
No, you cannot no difficult because I have to do many lots of things,
Oh, you asked him again. Okay.
but especially I help the people.
Hmm.
Also, I have to
Oops.
books for nearly 3 hours. Then more than I think.
Hmm.
But then
All right. Thank
we
you.
have, but I have to do many.
Ah,
I have to go to the new. I have to graduate my college. I'm going and go and be the. I'm going to be the doctor to
ah,
graduate. I don't like Yale University. I like Health University in Ho Chi Minh City.
all right. I see. Thank you, Yaklin.
No worries.
You want to ask someone else a question again?
Sure. Hmm. Hmm. Do you mind if I ask you a question?
Đặng. Đặng Nguyễn.
Oh, I told you Đặng Nguyên, not Nguyễn.
I didn't say Nguyễn, but okay.
Okay. Now, Ethan, what do you want to ask me?
Hmm. Hmm.
And you asked a really good question.
Really good question. Okay. What is your favorite subject in school? And do you think you will continue to study that in the future?
Excellent question.
My favorite subject is called in English it is called PE for physical education. You know?
Mm.
Yeah, we know.
And I want to, like, when I usually study physical education, my teacher lets me play soccer for about a whole period.
Mm.
I have a times table too.
Oh,
Oh.
wow.
Here is my times table.
Ah, I see. We see.
Wow, very impressive.
But it's written in Vietnamese, so you will understand.
I will probably be able to understand, but I could barely see that. Đặng, do you want to be an athlete in the future then? Do you want to be playing sports as a job?
Yes, I think I want to be a soccer player.
I see. That's very interesting.
Keep practicing.
Yeah, that requires a lot of practice. I don't play. But yes, all right. Thank you, Đặng.
Thank you for your advice.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Thảo, I want to ask you a question because you're raising your hand. Thảo Nguyên Trần. Okay. Hi, Thảo, can you unmute yourself? Thảo, can you unmute yourself? If you
Hello, my name is Mary.
oh, hi Mary.
I'm Mary.
Do you have a question for us, or do you want us to ask you a question?
You asked me a question.
Okay, we'll ask you a question then. Tell me, where do you want to live when you grow up?
I want to live. I want to live in.
Oh, you live in the
I
US?
want to live in American.
Ah, I see. And do you want to live in a house, a condo, or an apartment?
House.
Ooh, a house. How big do you want your house to be?
What do you ask?
How big do you want your house to be? Do you want a big house, or do you want a decently small house?
A big house.
Ooh, a big house, right? That will take a lot of work to maintain though. All right, thank you. Thank you, Tao. Mary, thank you, Mary.
You're welcome.
Okay, let's see. So, next. I guess let's try one who don't have the camera. Audrey in the audience. The Audrey, can I ask you a question? Maybe not then. Okay. Let's see. We'll go back to Alice.
Yes.
Hey, Alice, let's see what else is there for you. All right. Let's see. Alice, do you have a specific school you want to go to in the future?
You mean university or
University.
or high school?
University.
Well, university, I don't have any school that I am like, planned to go to. But the closest is secondary school. I wanted to go to Dominic secondary school. Do you know that?
I think I might know that, yeah.
And yeah, high school the same, but university I didn't plan any school to go to.
Do you want to study outside of the US? I mean, outside of Vietnam, not outside of the US.
Yeah,
Outside
of Vietnam.
outside of Vietnam. Okay. Fun question I asked earlier the Drunk Life Film. How much do you think university will cost?
More than 1,000.
More than 1,000.
Yeah, dollars.
Dollars, of course, dollars. Okay, interesting. I'm learning a lot today about. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Alice. Okay, Ethan, you want to ask a question? We'll ask questions and then we'll end because I'm busy.
I actually have a very unique question.
Oh,
Challenging question.
floor is yours.
Is anybody up for the challenge?
Oh, interesting.
Oh, I see Mary has a question, or I thought I saw.
Mary, did you have a question?
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, who's Ethan's challenge? I think I might have saw Alice raising her hand earlier, but I'm not. Uh, anyone at all? Or Ethan, you will assign it to someone. Oh,
Assign it. Okay, Alice,
go for it.
go for it.
Okay,
So, what specific country would you like to live to study abroad, and why?
study abroad?
Well, my parents are planning me to go to Canada, but I wanted to go to France or the US.
Study abroad.
They've got
Um,
some good schools.
yeah, because it's really good to study in the US more than Canada, and maybe the education there is greater than Vietnam. So yeah, I would like to go to the US. Thank you for asking me.
Welcome.
Could be doing study abroad, like you could be doing you could be attending university in the US and then study abroad for 1 year in another country. Interesting. Ethan, I'll ask you this question. Are you planning to study abroad when you're in college? Like, yeah.
Probably either I'll probably study in California in the state in the US because they have a good marine biology school.
Mhm.
But most likely I'm probably going to move to England to study abroad because they have good philosophy and political science classes there and at Cambridge. And I have a family who actually works there, so, and who's gone there. So
Interesting. For me, at least, I'll probably attend a university in the US if they have a good study abroad program. Maybe I'll study abroad if it's free or at least minimal costing. Maybe I'll go to maybe I'll study abroad for like 1 semester or 1 year, go somewhere. It'll be nice. It's a good way to make friends too.
yes. Oh, another thing, if you're a UK citizen, then you get like half of your tuition paid by the government.
That's so nice.
I know,
Wow.
but then there's taxes.
Oh, taxes. Of course, there's taxes. I am not a UK citizen. I'm a US citizen. We don't get that treatment.
You can do it. You're smart,
Right.
very smart, big brain.
Okay. Does anyone want us to ask you some final question before we wrap up? Anyone at all? Oh, Đặng Nguyên Phú, you have.
I want to ask Ethan a question. It's like when you are small, Ethan, what do you dream of being?
Most
Like
notable, yeah.
It's like when you are okay.
You were small. Okay. Ethan.
Well, most
What-
notably, I wanted to be a biologist or teach and study botany. So run like tests in labs and study plants and animals and their properties. So yeah.
Ooh.
Ooh, a very interesting dream. And do your parents know that you want to be a biologist?
Yes, actually, when I was younger, I drew pictures of plants and their autonomy in art class. So they knew.
Did you share it with your friends?
I think so at the time. I think my field has kind of changed now. My field of study, what I would like to study. Now I really like marine biology and writing, so political science and journalism.
My God. Right.
Very interesting answer, Ethan. Thank you.
Thank you for asking. Good question.
You're welcome.
Right. Anyone else have some final questions? Great. And if not, we'll decide on the topic for next week. So this is the time for you to just give us ideas. So you can type it in the chat. You could unmute and tell us. So yeah, topics. Come on, guys. Recommendations. We need recommendations. Okay, I got one in the chat for vehicles.
Vehicles.
Okay, come on, guys, more. Anyone have any recommendation? Anything at all? And then we'll decide. Vehicle science, okay.
Favorite books, comic books.
Childhood. I see. Art. That's also
Art.
art is also nice. History of the USA. Oh dear Lord.
Who said, okay, I got one for art.
Okay, we got art. Okay. So we got childhood, art, favorite comic book, science, vehicle, space, history of the US. Okay, a lot of art.
That's a lot of art.
A lot of art. So I think we can go with art.
We can do like science and that kind of stuff. Childhood. Next
time, but art. We'll do art next week.
We'll get through all of them.
Yeah, eventually. But yeah, okay, we'll do art next.
Art. Got it. Art.
Okay, I need an art kit. All right. So
yeah, we can.
That'll be the end of this. Thank you. Thank you everyone for coming today.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, and you can leave now. Bye guys.
Bye.
Bye everyone. Have a good weekend. And I think we can end.
Bye all.
Bye everyone. So